blood, and that was everywhere. And
blood everywhere?
Yeah.
You could smell it?
Yeah, you could smell it. See it on the carpet.
A grisly murder tears through the heart of a small town as a high school football star makes a deadly decision. 38 stab wounds, strangulation, and a gunshot. In that moment, did you realize what you'd become?
I knew that more than likely I was either going to die or that I was going to prison.
Today, Julius Mullins is confronted like never before about the brutal murder of his ex-girlfriend's mother, Manuela Allen. Police told you there was evidence of, quote, excessive rage at the crime scene. They asked you if you were thinking of someone else at the time. Were you thinking of Melanie, enraged by the belief that she was off having sex with other boys?
No.
You sure about that? Was it really a robbery turned bad, as he has long claimed? Or was there something much darker at play, hidden behind this young killer's vacant eyes? It sounds like an evil game of chess that you're playing with these people's lives.
Yeah, sadly. I guess you could say that.
Was this straight up revenge? To punish Melanie for breaking your heart? Do you think you might have murdered her to even the score for the heartache that you suffered?
911, where's your emergency?
I don't know how to describe it. My wife is missing, and there's blood all over her bedroom.
On July 7, 2019, police were called to the home of Peter Allen. His wife, Manuela, a beloved teacher at the local high school, was missing. The killer left behind signs of a bloody struggle and a trail of misdirection casting blame on the victim's own family.
I know I'm the prime suspect. I know this. But what I want is I want you guys out there finding the if you actually did it.
As usual, suspicion first fell on the husband, Peter Allen, who said he'd fallen asleep on the sofa after drinking on the night of the murder. But the grim discovery of Manuela's body and evidence at a nearby lake unlocked the truth.
We have some breaking news to share with you this afternoon. 18-year-old Julius Mullins is charged in connection with the murder of the mother of four.
The beloved teacher was murdered, mentored, and knew well. Julius Mullins. He was also the ex-boyfriend of the victim's daughter, Melanie.
You loved Melanie, didn't you? And that's not a reason to do this to your mother.
Mullins pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 55 years in prison and will be up for parole in 2047. He claims he panicked and killed Manuela Allen when she caught him trying to rob the family's valuable gun collection. But because there wasn't a trial, questions remain about that fateful night and Mullins' true motives. Was it actually a burglary gone wrong, or were there even darker forces? I headed to a prison 2 hours outside Dallas to find out. Okay, all right. I want to ask you today to help us understand the boy you were at 18. That 18-year-old boy who went off the rails. That's why we're here, Julius. Tell me, why did you want to talk to us today?
I figured once your organization reached out that y'all have questions, because everybody who has watched the other interviews that I've done, they said that it left them with nothing but more questions.
Mullins has spoken to media organizations in the past, but it yielded only superficial answers.
Why did you blame Peter?
I have no comment.
I wanted to probe beyond what was on the record and behind those vacant eyes. Before we get into the case, I want to go back. You come from what looks like a loving two-parent family.
Yeah, it was.
I watched a video of you at 14 at a birthday party. You seem surrounded by love. You're smiling. Is that an accurate picture of your life at that point?
Yeah, certain times. There was certain days there were ups and downs, kind of like any other family.
You struggled in school. You were left back at one point. Nothing especially unusual about that. You excelled on the football field.
Yeah,
right.
That was something I really loved doing with sports, not just football.
But Mullins says he gave up on football in school and gave in to juvenile delinquency. It seems that you strayed from that path. Why do you think that was?
I started getting introduced to those things, like drugs, running the street, stuff like that. And when I got more involved with those people, the things that I was doing, the things that I was doing right, it just didn't seem more appealing to me.
In his sophomore year of high school, Mullins found love with a teenage girl who was everything he was not, Melanie Allen. 4.0 grade average, robotics, sports. I mean, she was really the whole package. And am I right that she was the class valedictorian in her year?
Yeah, she was.
So, was this kind of like opposites attract?
Yeah, I'd say that in the beginning it was kind of young love.
When she agreed to be your girlfriend, how did that make you feel?
I was elated. Yeah, I was elated. I felt like I think any man would, like the highest guy in the world. Like there was nothing that you couldn't do, you know what I mean?
She brought you home, right, to her family to meet them, and it sounds like the Allens embraced or at least tolerated you, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
For the first time, his baseline flat affect and surprises me with an awkward grin. But I can't quite tell what's behind it.
Her mother embraced me. Her father was a little bit tougher, as all fathers are.
Melanie's mother, Manuela, was a beloved teacher at Olney High School, where both Julius and Melanie were students. Everybody says she was a saint.
She was. She was the type that when she would walk in, like you would just feel happiness, you know. You wouldn't feel like, oh, this is another day, you know. Like even when she's just walking through the halls, she just had a smile on her face and would always give an encouraging word to whoever was around her.
And when you started dating her daughter, did she sort of try and help you? You went to her as a confidant for advice sometimes?
Yeah, she would give me advice on certain things.
And what about Melanie's father, Peter? What was the vibe with him?
It wasn't bad. It was just to show that just don't break my daughter's heart, basically.
But Mullins was the one left heartbroken. At a certain point, she's ready to move on, right? Is that fair?
There was a kind of falling out between the both of us over a party that she went to, and that's kind of how we split our separate ways. But
right. Now, breakups are always hard, but this one must have been pretty crushing for you.
Yeah, it was a low point.
In hindsight, can you see how much of your identity was at stake in that relationship?
I definitely would. You kind of get a sense of lostness, and you kind of don't know what else to do.
You later told police that you were, quote, a to her in the aftermath of the breakup.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
What were you feeling?
Frustration, hurt, anger, confusion, because why she couldn't tell me herself, and I had to find out from her friends, stuff like that.
Rage?
There was a lot of anger, frustration going through my head, and I was really willing to hurt whoever did it.
5 months before the murder, you sent Manuela Allen a Facebook message saying, "She broke my heart. Can't take it." Is that how you felt? Like you just couldn't bear it?
Yeah, for a little while. At that time, when I had turned to drugs, alcohol, anything to numb the pain.
Mullins was spiraling and taking it out on Melanie and her family. You say you still loved her after the breakup. Did you really?
I did, yeah.
For months, Mullins tracked Melanie's social life online and tried to enlist her friends and family to somehow win her back, all the while seething about the breakup. by the summer, she started dating other people. By the way, so were you.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm sure it was a bitter pill to swallow. Yeah? Is that fair?
I'd say yes, but I mean, it didn't really surprise me. I wasn't really, hurt by it because I kind of figured that that's really where her mind was in the first place.
Here, Mullins begins to downplay the impact of losing Melanie and his fixation on her, maybe to deflect me away from malicious motives. So I dig in. It does seem like you have ill will towards her. I mean, from some of your messages to friends.